What is good, Cardano fam, ADA gang? We have lots of exciting updates to unpack today, so hit that subscribe, hit that like. Pionex US, compliant and partnered with Circle, available in 47 states and more to come, lists Cardano's leading meme coin SNEK. This is not the first time for Pionex to list SNEK, but the US branch has now listed SNEK. And guys, just a reminder, Pionex top 30 centralized exchange with over $1.3 billion in normalized 24-hour trade volume. And also, the reserve data is available. And my first glance at the homepage, the UX UI looks pretty good. The design looks really nice. And I will say, hopefully, this will encourage other centralized exchanges like Binance, Kraken, and more to list the SNEK and get that advantage because it's a win-win sooner rather than later. Cardano crushes another poll, this time by GroveX, who also listed SNEK with over 4,100 votes, 9 times more than Chainlink, XRP, and others combined. So I really like XRP. Chainlink is cool also. But again, this is undeniable. And it just shows that the community is massive. Proof of community. Undeniable. So we see there over 90%. Almost 4,600 votes in total. Almost 90.1%. So 90.4% just for Cardano. And again, not just polls, but we see it with off-chain analytics. Cardano global search interest surges to 38% on Google Trends, over 3 times since November 6th. So again, these things are low-key but super important, because when people are searching Cardano worldwide on Google or on YouTube, it just goes to show that people are speculating, they're talking about it, they're researching it, they're on the fence investors. So again, this will just pour in like a waterfall when we progress throughout altcoin season. George CryptosRus says Hydra TPS is phenomenal. He really likes the post by Charles, and he's been posting a lot, bull posting about Cardano, and it's great. He did see the new post, I believe, with the 1 million TPS. And then he says TVL on Cardano has exploded to almost $1 billion. So it's fantastic. I really like this new chapter for George where he's just diving into Cardano over and over. So pretty decent. Really nice. November stats are in, Minswap says. A whopping real yield reward of almost 215,000 ADA and almost 325,000 Minswap token for Minswap stakers this month. 145,000 ADA nearly from staking will go to liquidity providers. Trading volume coming mostly from SNEK, World Mobile Token, HOSKY, and your guys' favorite stablecoin, and mine included, DJED. Or DJED. I'm just going to call it DJED from here on. Speaking of stablecoin, guys, I'm not sure why we don't have USDC natively yet. We do have bridged versions. But if we do get RLUSD, a really nice collaboration, then does USDC really matter? But I would really like to see native USDC, native USDT, native RLUSD. Bring all the stablecoins, not just DJED. Rosen Bridge, I really wanted to highlight their post today. In the last 7 days, around 75% of all Rosen cross-chain transfers have brought liquidity into the Cardano ecosystem. Our 2 catalyst proposals aim to continue this trend by onboarding Solana and Sui, both of which are environments rich in stablecoin liquidity. So I think this is a no-brainer, guys. There's a lot of cringe proposals, no offense, but there's a lot of cringe proposals. This is not one of them. So I think this is without a doubt something that if you guys are going to vote, I would give Rosen Bridge a vote for these 2. Speaking of Hydra, Visa handles 0.72 billion transactions per day. Hydra just processed 2 billion transactions in 4 hours. Of course, during the Doom tournament, the transactions just stacked over 2 billion. Total 2.07 billion transactions. Again, this is in a testing environment, but again, it just goes to show what can be done. And I think we're going to be really impressed by the performance and the real world application, gummy worm, things like that. Let's move on to some of the administrative stuff around the world and in the US. No capital gains tax on Bitcoin has just been passed in the Czech Republic with all members of the parliament voting for it. Wow. 0 capital gains on Bitcoin, I think, for amounts held for at least 3 years. but this is pushing us in the right direction, and this is fantastic to hear. Let's move on to Brad Garlinghouse and then also his CLO for Ripple. Brad Garlinghouse says, and it's official. I gave an interview with 60 Minutes about crypto's fight for regulatory clarity in the US, and this will air on Sunday. I'm going to definitely watch this one. I think it's going to be great, and this is the type of stuff I really like to see. The crypto chats just going on like big mainstream media outlets and just shining. And guys, Brad Garlinghouse in April predicted a 5 trillion global crypto market cap, and it looks like months later his predictions have been true, and he's been super bullish on the stablecoin sector. What does the chief legal officer of Ripple, Stuart Alderoty, think of this new pick for the AI and crypto czar, David Sachs, who was picked yesterday by Trump? Well, he says another great pick by the Trump administration. David will bring the pro-business, pro-innovation, and fresh perspective we need. Excited to work with David and the industry to finally establish clear rules of the road for crypto in the US. The future starts now. He replied once more, saying the appointment of David as czar, recognizing AI and crypto as central to America's growth story, is such a no-brainer when said out loud. It only magnifies the travesty of the prior administration, empowering Gary Gensler's SEC to get it so wrong for so long. Yeah, that's a good point. And Stuart Alderoty is very blunt, very passionate. Really enjoy seeing his perspective on the nonsense from the SEC and defending altcoins. So hearing also positive sentiment from him after Charles, after Brad, I think it's a no-brainer, guys. Let's not get caught up in just like 2 gentle tweets that David said, or his liking of Solana, or everyone has a personal bias. I think David going in, he's well established, he's got experience, he's already well off, and I think he will benefit the entire crypto industry from Bitcoin to everything in between. So this is really bullish to hear from Stuart Alderoty liking the pick by Trump. I put out a poll and I said, Cardano fam, CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap? I actually really like CoinGecko. I know it's the underdog, but I prefer CoinGecko. And why? I think it has a cleaner UI. I really like the dark mode. Obviously, CoinMarketCap has dark mode, but also, oddly, if you guys know the reason why, it looks like CoinGecko updates faster. So if a project is about to flip something, or trade volume surpasses one over the other, CoinGecko usually has faster interval updating for whatever reason. But just the FYI. Let's move on to Tap Tools, where I want to give a shout out to Chad. Also SNEK, but meme coins have been popping off, guys. Chad surpassed $3.3 million 24-hour trade volume today. And SNEK also has been crushing it, of course. So we're going to see the DeFi meme coin explosion take off more than we've ever seen before. We didn't have Tap Tools. We didn't have any of these tokens in 2021, and we did a 100x. Just something to think about. Moving on to the price of ADA. Well, if you guys have been following the channel, y'all are laughing right now. Y'all already up like 4x going into the crescendos of altcoin season. So you're laughing. If you're chasing candles now, it's not too late. I think we'll easily surpass our previous all-time high. It's hard to know exactly when. So it's really hard to do predictions, price predictions. It's better to go with momentum and the environment, but I think we'll easily surpass our previous all-time high. Let's go ahead and take a look at TradingView. Bitcoin dominance still chilling at 55.27%. ADA, very nice, 1.21, just chilling. XRP normalized a bit to 2.42. Like I told you guys, I sold 18% of my bags. I'm holding more than 80% of my XRP still, but I took some profits because I held for about 5 years. So I took some profits of the XRP bag, but I still think XRP has still upside potential. I think ADA has more upside potential, and I haven't sold any of my ADA. I haven't sold one ADA. So I'm holding on to that as the premier altcoin upside potential run. I did sell some of my Bitcoin when it was at around 102,000. I sold a quarter of my Bitcoin, and you might be thinking, why? Like, why would you sell your Bitcoin? Yeah, Bitcoin could run up to 150, 200, 250 and beyond. But I'm trying to train that selling muscle, because all too often in many cycles, if you choose to, again, your strategy might be just hodl, 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 hodl. There's all different strategies. But if you choose to, take profits. It's good to train that muscle because it's very easy to buy, it's very difficult to sell, and nobody can time the tops perfectly. Everyone wants to, but nobody can, right? We don't have a crystal ball. So I think that it's smart to do incremental. And actually, CryptoJeb did the same. He inspired me when I was hearing from him. And similarly, he hasn't sold any of his ADA, last I recall, since yesterday. And he sold about, I think, 15 to 20% of his XRP. So I'm still very bullish on XRP. And ADA, I've not sold any. And again, Bitcoin, I sold a quarter of my Bitcoin because there's so much unrealized gains, right? Now, with that disclosure out of the way, I think that we will still go down. Maybe we go down to like the low 50s, the high 40s. We'll continue to see what goes on. I'm checking daily with Kraken and the other exchanges to see what they're saying about SNEK and other listings. So I'm checking daily regarding that. I think that XRP can still surpass like $3, $4, $5. I think ADA can easily go past $3, $4, $5. Like I say, remaining unchanged with my price predictions months ago, that $5 to $7 range is definitely reasonable as a conservative base. So we'll continue to watch. Let me know, what are your price predictions, guys? What are you anticipating? And do you think that Kraken will list SNEK indefinitely soon? I hope so. I really hope so. It's a win-win. And I think SNEK actually will break the top 100. At this point, I'm thinking, guys, that we might actually see RLUSD sooner than USDC. But again, anything's possible. It's hard to know with NDAs and all that jazz. And there were people who were saying that, like, oh, Charles is misleading us. He said he was going to be the crypto czar. No, guys, I've been watching meticulously what Charles has been saying. All the posts are up on X. And he said that, actually he recommended Brian Armstrong from Coinbase as the crypto czar. And he anticipates and speculates there will be subcommittees. He said that time and time again. Subcommittees under the crypto czar who then have expertise in their respective fields. So maybe Charles in DeFi, decentralization, maybe like Brad Garlinghouse in stablecoins, maybe then also, Brian Armstrong is appointed in a role, and so on and so forth. So I think something like that is more practical. And I'm liking this loadout that we have so far, especially the SEC chair that we saw in 2020 speak at the virtual Cardano Summit. And yes, that's many years ago, but it clearly showed that Paul Atkins is very bullish on altcoins, sees the use, logistics, supply, all that jazz, more than just Bitcoin, seeing the utility, seeing the value in finance, cross-border payments, and all that stuff. So very exciting times ahead of us, guys. I think one of the hardest things right now is going to be just patience. So take a look at your portfolio, examine stuff, maybe do some housekeeping. That's what I would suggest. Do some housekeeping when it comes to your portfolio, your plans, where you want to take profits if you want to. This is the good time right now as we go into the new year to just get ready, because when the euphoria comes, it's hard to concentrate, right? We all feel that. So guys, hit that subscribe, hit that like. I also want to give a shout out to Altcoin Daily. You'll see on his latest video, he featured another post by Angry Crypto Show. So if you ever go to Altcoin Daily's newest video, give him some love from Angry Crypto Show, and I'll see you guys in the next Angry Crypto Show.